Hi Cancer, what's up? Welcome to your June reading. I hope you're all doing very, very well. We're going to be seeing what messages want to come through for you guys, get you some insight, get you some guidance, see what you can expect for the month of June. Whenever you come across this reading though, there's a message here for you, and we're going to see what you need to know right now, Cancer. You already have a card flipping out. We have the Loam coming out. Number 30. Some of you could be turning 30 this year. Happy birthday, Cancer. Your birthday is just around the corner. Shout out to anybody who is a June Cancerian. I got you guys. Oh my god, I can't even speak. I am sending you guys so much love and good energy your way. And let me know if you enjoy this reading. Let me know if it's helpful, if it's insightful. Private readings are available down below if you're interested. Let's see what your messages are. The Loam, the Feline. Let's get one more. Why not? I'm being guided towards that. There's something you're needing to communicate here. Oh, you may have to be the deliverer of some news, and this news might upset another. Okay? Luminous Doom with Arval-Laret. Yeah, there's something you're having to express, or maybe it's your actions, but I feel that there's someone who is in the feelings, or they're disappointed. You could be letting somebody down. Or maybe you are cheering someone up. Kind of, because the Loam is an energy of giving, unconditional love, help, support, repair. The Feline is all about unfinished business and matters of the past that have to be cleared up, dealt with, in order for you to have fun and relax and do the things that you want. There's a few steps, there's a few things to take care of before you can get to the fun part. It's kind of like, a kid coming home from school, and before they can go out and play with their friends, they have to finish their homework, right? Or their chores. It's kind of like that. The Feline saying like, hey, something really great that you've been working towards, it's there. You just have like one or two little loose ends to deal with or tidy up. And it's recommended to deal with this before your birthday. Okay, so Arval-Laret and then Luminous Doom, you could be cheering someone up. Hey, you could be actually helping somebody. You could actually be giving some sort of support or advice or reassurance. Another way that we can look at this, and this is going to change when we get into the tarot and we'll see what comes through. Another way we can look at this is that you could be gently letting someone down, or whatever it is that you say has this ripple effect in someone else's life, and it seems like someone could be spiraling. So, I mean, there's two different ways we can look at this. I'm going to need to dive into the tarot portion to see what this could be talking about. We have number 30, we have 65, then we have 56. So notice the sandwich number, the mirror numbers, and then we have 50. So you may be turning 50, you could be turning 56, 65, 30. Those numbers could be important for someone, or maybe it's like a phone number. Notice the 5s though, the 5s, the 6s, and the 3s. Interesting. I'm just taking a peek at the bottom. We have Lady of the Harvest. So this card does talk about like endings, completion, closure. Something is over. Something has served its purpose with Singer Initiation and LB the Retriever. A possibility to reunite, or a possibility to start over with a second chance. The Dark Lady. Listen to your intuition though, Spirit Dancer. The Maiden. I mean, it's showing here you tapping into more of like a free-spirited attitude and not over-analyzing, which is good. Okay, I'm going to jump right into the tarot. Let's see here. Cancer. What do my Cancerians need to know right now? Any insight, wisdom, guidance for Cancer? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements. What do my Cancerians need to know? What do y'all need to know right now? Month of June for Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements. What do you guys need to know? 10 of Wands is your first card with Justice. Libra energy. Some of you may be dealing also with a fire sign. I can't even pick up this card. 10 of Wands. Things kind of been heavy. You have a lot on your plate. There's a lot that you have been managing, maintaining, trying to find the balance, but it's been a little tricky, okay? Justice with the 10 of Wands. There seems to be a situation that's like a long overdue justice. We have something coming up about an ending with the 10 of Swords and 8 of Cups underneath justice. It looks like you have laid the final burden, laid the final baggage, or something here that took a lot for you to surrender to and let go of. It appears that with this time, you've come to this conclusion. It was a struggle to get to this conclusion, but you've made it, or you now understand, or you see the lesson in this situation. It taught you all that you needed to know, and now it's like it's time to get going, it's time to move on. I would say, Cancer, whatever it is that you're dealing with, the worst is over. We only going up from here, babes. We only going up from here. But yeah, 10 of Wands, what is it that you could still be clinging on to? Ask yourself that. We just had the full moon in Sagittarius. Jupiter ruled. Jupiter moved into Cancer a couple days ago. Energy is a little dramatic right now. That's all I will say. And I think the cards can support that. So, ride the waves. Show me clearly what's going on for Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements for the month of June. What my Cancerians need to know right now. Someone here you could be dealing with, they feel very burdened. 10 of Wands to the King of Wands. King of Cups at the bottom. We got double King energy, showing self-mastery, showing ascension, showing growth, development, and maturity. It looks like also you're watching someone struggle and you're not intervening. We look at how the King of Wands, he's looking over the guy in the 10 of Wands, and he's struggling, and the King of Wands, he's been there himself, right? He's been there himself, but it's not up to him to overstep or intervene or get in the way of someone's karma, someone's lessons. King of Cups, Justice, it's the same cards from earlier, Knight of Pentacles, okay. And the Moon. Approaching the new moon in Cancer. I don't even know when that is specifically, but that's towards the end of the month. It feels there's this slow approach towards what? The Moon, Ace of Pentacles, a deal, an offer. We have the 5 of Wands and the 4 of Wands. Things in the foundation, home life, or relationship could be kind of rocky right now. Clearly somebody's struggling with consistency or stability. Like someone is a wreck. Somebody is a wreck. Could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. I get heavy Saggy energy. I'm really drawn to this Knight of Wands and like the horse, right? Obviously all the knights come up in horses. Yeah, even the Knight of Cups. We got like Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. Only one we're missing is Knight of Swords. It just seems that you can expect a solid opportunity around the new moon in Cancer that will bring stability or will bring a solution or bring ease. Massive improvements, okay? Meanwhile, all this going on, showing up for you, how you're feeling emotionally through all this during the next couple of weeks, Cancer, you are grounded. You're balanced. Your emotions seem to be quite level. Seems like you got that under control. All right, show me more. What's going on for Cancer? What do my Cancerians need to know right now? What's going on for Cancer? What do my Cancerians need to know? Look at how, did y'all see how that card just flipped out and flipped and turned and twisted? We have 7 of Swords in the reverse. We also have the Hierophant at the bottom, Taurus energy. Hierophant, Judgment, and the 8 of Pentacles. Well, someone has to learn their ways. Someone has to learn their lessons. Like we had said, it's not up to you to intervene. I'm feeling here the 7 of Swords in the reverse. This is a sabotaging energy, but someone's trying to undo or repair, taking accountability in some way after avoiding and even demolishing. Someone's really trying to push forwards or push towards you. I see someone here is putting in all this effort. They're trying to change their ways and make commitments, or there's like something about a promise here. Someone's trying to learn and evolve, but it's taking a lot of effort, and they're having to really get better at communicating. Page of Swords and then Queen of Cups, communicating their feelings. I feel like there's someone who really bottles things up and then they wait a long time. But Queen of Cups to the Seven of Pentacles. Someone here really stews in their emotions. They think and feel, but then they have a very difficult time because the Page of Swords, this is an inexperienced, immature energy. Someone here has a lot of deep emotions. Queen of Cups, they feel very deeply, very intensely, but then it's like they could wait weeks, months, or even years before they actually come forward and express what was on their heart, right? I don't think that's your energy, Cancer. You guys are like master of emotions. You guys are pretty damn good at like feeling your feelings and expressing it and letting the whole world know, right? Arvo Lauret, remember the card of communication? We have Luminous Doom with Arvo Lauret. So remember how when this first came out, I'm feeling this tapping on my head. Spirit, knock it up. It's distracting me. My crown is acting up right now. Crown is open. Going back to these two cards from earlier, I feel like someone has difficulty expressing their sadness or expressing their vulnerabilities, or like, you know, their ooey gooey hearts and their weaknesses. Someone really struggles with opening up. They don't want to seem like they bitch and complain. They don't want to come across as like annoying or irritating, or this is someone who does not want to be a burden or seem to be somebody who just appears to be weak. But anywho, the Seven of Swords in reverse, I feel like somebody really like played themselves. Somebody really sabotaged themselves. Couldn't get something off the ground. We'll have to clarify the Seven of Swords reverse in a little bit. Show me clearly what's going on for Cancer. Going back to also the Loam, this is a card of patience and understanding and compassion. So maybe that's your energy towards this individual, is that you've been there before. You know what that's like. You are now on the other side, but you know how everybody's different. Everybody's on their own journey, learning their own lessons. And so, you know, we're all human at the end of the day. So you may have some sort of like sympathy or compassion towards them. Okay, so now we have a Six of Swords. There is an energy of backtracking. We go from the Seven of Swords to the Six of Swords. It does feel even like there's a return of familiar energy. Hermit's also at the bottom. Someone who's on a very solo journey, or a journey within. With the Six of Swords, it is showing movement away from chaos, conflict, and drama, tension, misunderstandings, fighting, arguing, some messy shit, some disastrous stuff for some of you. For some of you, it was very intense, right? We saw that Ten of Swords earlier. So anyways, Six of Swords is saying like there's rainbow after the storm. There's like a calmness. Things seem to be straightening out, and there's this sense of direction moving forward. So with the Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, yeah, more of that energy. And then we have a Queen of Wands and the Magician. All right, so this is someone who's on a quest. Someone who is on this very deep, intricate, detailed, like soulfully searching, like self-discovery journey, okay? And it is so deep. It's not surface level. It's not a little shallow puddle. Nah, this goes deep like the ocean, okay? Someone's really on this journey of self-acceptance and self-love and healing. And let me see here. I feel like this is somebody who's starting to come out of their shell. Hermit to the Queen of Wands. Hermit's someone who's very much like introverted or disconnected from the world. They may have no friends, or maybe one or two friends, or they keep to themselves, right? Even if they're in a group of people, this is someone who is in their own world. They may be physically present, but like mentally, emotionally, they're checked out. They're in another world. You talk to them and they don't hear you, or they're like, huh, what was that? Because they weren't paying attention. They're literally in their own world, in their own mind, in their own bubble. All right, so very withdrawn. Then we go from the Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, so there's a lot of inner shifts, and then it changes to the Queen of Wands, and Queen of Wands represents somebody who's very outgoing, very expressive, someone who's confident in themselves, somebody who's really good at, creating their visions and their dreams. So even the Hermit, right? You could be getting a lot of visions and downloads and insights into like what you want your future to be, where you came from, where you're going, and how you're going to get there, right? And now with the Queen of Wands, you're able to actually start taking action. Magician as well, supporting this energy, being able to manifest the dreams and desires and your visualizations coming to fruition, coming into your reality physically, tangibly. It's showing here Magician, Seven of Pentacles, your patience, your determination, your consistency, despite the conflict and despite the setbacks. Five of Wands, Nine of Wands, you've been so persistent, or whoever we're talking about in this reading is showing a very like persistent, I'm not gonna quit, I'm not gonna give up. Moments of defeat at times, but using that as fuel and learning from the past, learning from mistakes that were made. Okay, tell me more. Show me clearly what's going on for Cancer. What's going on for Cancer? We have the Ace of Wands. So this is definitely this inspiration. Oh, Hermit's still back here at the bottom. Six of Swords to the Ace of Wands. There's this new spark. There's this fire. There's this excitement. There's this driving force, motivation. All right. Now things are getting going, moving, and progressing. You know what I mean? This is showing signs and confirmations that you're in the right direction, you're on the right path, you made the right calls, you made the right decisions. This is definitely confirmation to keep going, keep moving. This is the answer of like yes. Like if you had a yes or no question on your mind lately, recently, the last 24 hours, or even the next couple of days, you start to go back and forth like yes or no. Should I not? The answer is yes. Okay, I don't know who needs to hear that, but the answer is yes. Or just say yes. So anyways, Ace of Wands with the Hermit at the bottom. We have the Five of Cups and then the Four of Pentacles. It does show here a person who is still holding on to past pains, wounds, and disappointments. This is maybe going back to the Ten of Wands of what is it that you're still having to work through or release, or what is it that you're clinging on to that is time to like let go of. And perhaps it's easier said than done. Maybe there's a lot of emotions that you suppressed that are being brought up around this time and is asking you to like fully let it out. Some of you have been really just ignoring it or suppressing it and pushing it away, running away from it, and that is creating this buildup. And it's like the bottle is full, the bottle needs to be emptied, and you'll feel a lot better once you allow yourself to observe what emotions are coming up, and instead of resisting it, allowing yourself to tap into it and also transmute it, not just letting this pain or disappointment, anger consume you, but finding a healthy way to channel it that is liberating, that leaves you feeling freed, refreshed, rejuvenated, and inspired. Okay, wow, these cards are sticking to my arms. So there's a lot of stuff going on internally. You may have Virgo placements, we have heavy earth, we have some Capricorn as well. Wheel of Fortune again showing up here, and the moon. Something about the new moon in Cancer. And then we have finally, you know how we had all the knights in this reading besides the Knight of Swords? Now we finally have the Knight of Swords. I'm seeing around the new moon around the new moon, a lot of you could be receiving a message, or there could be some sort of communication or like breakthrough of someone, if you know, someone that you maybe haven't been speaking to, or there has been some struggles, whether you have been kind of shut down and MIA, or someone's been MIA, distant from you. I'm seeing around the new moon in Cancer, there very much could be a conversation that leads to victory, that leads to success. Okay. Should I look up the new moon? I'm going to do that real quick. I'm sorry. I didn't look at this before. New moon in Cancer. Obviously, June 2025. Can you tell me the date? June 25th. June 25th. All right. So this very much could happen around June 25th. Let me pull up my calendar. So that's about like 2 weeks from now. A little less than 2 weeks. Let's look into this Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands for Cancer. Why is the Ace of Wands here? Target the Ace of Wands for Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements. Queen of Swords. Something you take quite seriously. Or I'm hearing like you're not gonna fumble or fuck this up. Alright. Queen of Swords with the Empress. We have heavy feminine energy coming out. Ace of Wands for Cancer. Eight of Cups. This fell out on the Ten of Wands. I'm gonna keep that there. Thanks, Spirit. Further confirmation of things that you're having to let go of and walk away. Then we have this card and it fell out on the Seven of Swords and the Six of Swords. Nine of Wands in the reverse. What is it that you're avoiding? There's something you've been avoiding, or there's something that you've kind of just given up on, turned your back on, and Spirit is kind of pushing you towards this thing, this very thing that you've been like running away from. Knight of Pentacles, a slow approach, a slow and steady approach that will allow you to, let's see, Knight of Pentacles, Three of Cups, and then the World, like have a happy ending. Knight of Swords, it's kind of like comes in very suddenly or just hits you out of the blue. That pushes you towards this path, okay? I feel like Spirit is rewarding you for your efforts if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to show up consistently for yourself, and instead of just talking about what you're gonna do, you actually are now acting on it, and you're starting to make a plan, and you're actually like putting yourself out there in this world to achieve that goal or to achieve this dream. I'm seeing a very abundant and successful energy from you, Cancer. You may have Taurus or Leo energy. We also have Libra with the Queen of Swords, air as well. This seems here that Spirit is asking you to really level up. Spirit is asking you to commit to yourself, commit to this dream, this vision, this goal. Stop feeding into that doubtful energy. Stop feeding into that low vibrational mindsets, opinions of other people, you know, even the things that you've been suppressing or trying to just ignore. It's like, why are you not validating yourself or acknowledging what's wrong? Like, you know, there's something here Spirit is asking you to be strong, be brave, be courageous about. And again, it's kind of like there's something going back to the feline. There's something that you've been putting off to the side. Ooh, my ear is ringing very loud, very freaking loud. Something you've been putting to the side. It could be a task. It could be a phone call. It could be, I don't know, just something that you're like, I don't really want to deal with that. I don't really want to talk to that person. I'll do that later. I'll do that later. I'll do that later. I'll do that later. Like, not right now. But I'm seeing that Spirit is saying like, hey, I know you don't really want to do this right now, but you're going to feel so much better once this is off your ass, once this is off your mind, once this is dealt with, or you can cross this off your list. You're going to feel so proud. You're going to feel so inspired. Like, that's something that keeps coming up here, y'all. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Nine of Wands in the reverse. I feel like Spirit is saying to drop the bullshit. Drop the bullshit. Drop the walls. Drop the excuses, okay? You've been very much on the defend level of why you shouldn't, or why now is not the time, or why you have all these reasons as to why not. You know exactly what those reasons are. And Spirit is saying, like, you can drop that. It's time to drop that. It's time to allow. You've been, like, resisting something, and you've been very stubborn doing so. You've been defending yourself. You've been protecting yourself. Anyways, going back to this 10 of Wands, I think it's very interesting how the 8 of Cups fell on top of that, saying, like, whatever it is that you've been clinging on to, whatever it is that you have been pushing away, it's time to let that go. Or it's time to, like, confront this, okay? And like I'm saying, there's going to be massive improvements in your life, in your relationships, in your money, your finances, and you're just overall going to feel so much lighter and so much freer. And then the 3 of Cups in the world, you get a happy ending, or it seems here that the situation that you're dealing with is going to improve quite dramatically. Very positive stuff. I'm seeing also something about a celebration. All right. Some of you, it's like you have this could be like literal, like you've completed something, a course, a class, a project. Maybe you graduated in some place. It's showing here that you have completed something, and it's important that you recognize your accomplishments and you celebrate yourself. Others of you, this could just be representing like you've completed this karmic cycle, this lesson, you're ready to ascend to the next step in your journey, in your path. And again, celebrate yourself, acknowledge yourself, see how far you've come, you're a very successful person. And I can't remember what this came out for. I'm like, wait, what was this coming out for? What was I clarifying? When did these cards come out? Was this at the bottom? I'm confused. Me overthinking, clearly. I have a tendency to do that. I have a tendency to be like, whoa. I'm a Saggy moon, if you didn't know. Big feels. Big feels, big thoughts. All right. I kind of wanted to also tap into, I said that so weird, tap into Luminous Doom and Arvolar. Let me see what this is about. Maybe there's a situation you think is going to go one way, and like the one way you think it's going to go down is like, it's going to go bad, it's not going to turn out well, this is going to blow up in my face. Like, you might have that approach, and this may actually surprise you and turn out a whole lot better than you ever imagined. Let me see, because Luminous Doom is like, again, it's kind of like doomsday energy. Like, what's the point? I'm just gonna get heartbroken, I'm just gonna be disappointed, like this is gonna be for nothing. Like, you might actually be surprised though, right? You might be very surprised. Let me see what this is. Arvolar, Luminous Doom. Arvolar, Luminous Doom. Actually, let me do one at a time. Luminous Doom. Why is this here? Luminous Doom. For Cancer. We have Judgment. Okay. I keep feeling like there's fucking energy of like tapping my freaking hair. At the top, it feels like, ugh, itchy. All of a sudden, because if you were to like gently just like tap your head, just barely, just ever so slightly, that's how it feels, and there's nothing clearly, and it's so annoying. I'm like, who's moving my hair? It feels like maybe it's like a hair follicle that's like twitching or something. I don't fucking know, but it's making me mad, making me insane. Okay, we have the Lovers, Luminous Doom, and the Prince of Cups. Okay, this could be a revolving around like a love interest or a person from your past. It could be an ex-partner or someone that you were once very close to or intimate with, or this could be like a best friend or an ex-best friend. Like, this shows here that this is someone that you are very much divinely connected to at one point in your life, or you still currently are. And clearly you still currently are, otherwise they wouldn't be in your energetic field. We do have Gemini energy out here to be specific, but we also have some water and some fixed energy. So this is showing divine intervention. Someone is being forced towards like a spiritual lesson. Somebody here has had to face the consequences of their actions, and it seems here they have to make a choice, or you have to make a choice. It could be a choice they don't really want to make, or a choice you don't really want to make. It's like there's offers being presented here. Someone's going to have to make a move, or someone's going to have to make a gesture, or like open up their heart, speak from the heart with the Knight of Cups, make an offer of love. And if they don't, it's a missed opportunity, and it'll haunt them for the rest of their lives. All right. And I'm also seeing with the King of Wands reverse at the bottom, someone who is frustrated or tired or fed up with themselves. They could be kicking themselves. Two of Pentacles and then the King of Swords. All right, so I'm seeing someone who could be a bit flighty or inconsistent. It's so weird because King of Wands reverse can be known as like the player, or someone who's very non-committal and fleeting and unpredictable. You could say that someone is someone who is not loyal, things like that, right? And even the Two of Pentacles could represent someone who juggles a lot or changes their mind a lot. And then underneath that we have the King of Swords. So this tells me that this is someone who has a lot of guard over themselves, their heart, vulnerabilities. This is someone who can be very cold and distant and detached. And Five of Cups is because it comes from a place of hurt. We have the Ace of Cups underneath the Five of Cups, telling me that this is someone who does have a heart. You might look at this person and be like, they're heartless, Jade. This motherfucker, they're heartless. They ain't got no soul. I would just say that this is someone who has gone through a lot of disappointment and heartbreak themselves, and it's caused them to really just go cold, numb, and push people away. And unfortunately, they happen to be taking this out on you and even other people in their life. And this is a person who could be very sad, and it seems like Spirit's like pushing them to change for the better, and they may not know exactly how, but yet you're this light, or you seem to be this inspiration, or something you once said, something you are saying to them currently, or something that you said a couple of weeks ago, months ago, years ago. It still sticks with them, and it is like motivating for some reason. It motivates them to like get their crap together, or like make better choices. Okay, Arvolar, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. Why is Arvolar here for Cancer? Arvolar for Cancer. Three of Swords. Ooh, okay. We also have the Ace of Pentacles. That fell on the Prince of Pentacles. Remember, I seen something about the new moon, which was 25th of June. Arvolar. I'm hearing December is important for someone. December. Do you remember the month of December? Rhyming. Spitting bars. Okay. Arvolar. Ace of Wands. Someone's heart is being cracked wide open. Quite dramatic. Holy crap. All right, Three of Swords, and then we have these two aces. So someone here gone through dramatic heartbreak. Their heart cracked wide open for something new to come in. Something real, something solid, something beautiful. A new way, a new life, and like setting an example of what could be, what could become, instead of staying in the gloom and the doom. It's like there's something that you could be expressing. Is it uncomfortable, or does it make this person feel some type of way, or it triggers them? Yeah. It does. It has this ripple effect. But it opens a door for something beautiful. Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. Something inspirational. Something that feels real, tangible, and successful. Something that could be... I'm hearing it could go down in history. Something that could go down in history, okay? Something that you could look back at, or this person will look back at and be like, wow, like, I remember that time. Wow, that was the beginning. Like, there's something about that. Now, at the bottom, we have the moon. So remember, new moon in Cancer. Something about the 25th, okay? Something about the 25th is going to come to fruition. We have the Magician and the Ace of Swords. What the hell? We have all the aces in this reading. Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. We don't we saw the Ace of Cups earlier. That was underneath the Five of Cups with the King of Swords. So that King of Swords individual needs to get into their heart, okay? If you're that King of Swords, you're having to get into your heart. If you're not the King of Swords, someone is having to get into their heart. You can't push them to get into their heart. But something that you say or something you once said that's like echoing in this person's mind is the key that unlocks their heart and gets the ball rolling or something like that. I'm seeing communication around the new moon, if not sooner. Very much could happen like in the next couple of days or next like 24, 48 hours for some of you. We also have Five of Pentacles underneath this Ace of Swords. So I do see a chance to break the silence. I do see here that there could be this potential to like pick up the broken pieces, pick up the broken glass. And we know if you break glass, it's very, you got to be careful not to cut yourself. Even like ceramic, it can be very sharp and hurtful, and you got to be careful and cautious. So it's like, but you can still take care of it in a way where no one gets hurt and you can clean it up. And it's not like, okay, it's never happened, but you're going to have to get a replacement, right? When you break a glass, you're going to throw it away and get a new one. So, you know, there's some things that won't be the same, but there's some new things that can be birthed through this experience and hopefully make way for something better. I feel a little twitching or a little tapping on my head again. This one little spot. What the fuck? Stop. All right. Well, Spirit, thank you for your support as we channel these messages for Cancer. Y'all got some loose ends to clear up, to tidy up. Seems like you have a good approach about it. You're showing up like healing, understanding, compassionate, and you know, it's important you look out for yourself. And there's something that could be recovered or mended if you desire. And if not, it's showing you got new opportunities as well. So who knows how this may resonate. I would love to hear, though, in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe. Private readings are available down below in the description box, and I will see y'all later. Have a lovely day. Bye, Cancer.